What's up, everybody? How we doing? Oh, should probably check focus real quick. Okay, looks great. Hi, everybody. What's up? My name's Ty. Welcome back to this. If you're new here, my name is Ty. I'm a filmmaker in Nashville, Tennessee, and today we're going to talk a little bit about a recent project that I teased all the way back in December. Today's going to be fun. We are going to do something different. We're going to go on a little shoot. Let's go. I shot a vlog the day that I was filming it, posted it the next day. I post daily vlogs here, or at least daily uploads. They're not always vlogs. This is one of my favorite videos of the year, of the past year or so. It's a music video for a good friend of mine. His name is Quentin.
What's up?
That's Quentin. His artist name is Don Keller. He makes terrific music, and I am a big fan of his music, and I had reached out to him and said, hey man, like, we should make some cool shit for your music, and he was like, for sure. And today, now the video is out. It came out on Friday. Today is Tuesday. So I figured we could run through some of that video, how we shot it. It was pretty simple, but there are some pretty cool things in it, some new things for me, and I just want to talk about it and get more eyes on that video for Quentin, because he is a machine, and his music is great. So without further ado, we're gonna jump straight into Escapism by Don Keller. Okay, so right off the bat, crop 4x3. This is new for me. I feel like the whole filmmaking community got on a 4x3 kick like 3-4 years ago, and I was like adamantly against it. I was still in my like very widescreen, smooth, slow-mo, cinematic B-roll Peter McKinnon era, and so I was like pretty anti like film emulators, and now I've like swung the opposite and I'm like pretty into them. So 4x3 was the start. It just made sense for this video, for this sound. It's like a little more indie, a little more like weird, and so something about the film grain and blooms and like just stranger aesthetic made sense. So straight out the gate, we have something really weird going on. This is a 3D render of Don Keller, the artist. Quentin, my friend. Big fan of this. This was a new thing that I had done. We will see a lot more of this later on, so we'll talk about it then. So pretty much by this point in the video, you've seen every single shot that we did for the whole video. From here on out, it just is like different combinations and iterations of this. This is a technique that I use all the time. I love blending things together, blending modes, and like adding weird textures to pre-existing footage is one of my favorite things to do to add energy to music videos. So this video, the whole concept was like we wanted silhouettes, and I wanted to play with projectors, and we had access to like the outdoors behind Quentin's house. So we shot this, we set up a backdrop, and shot it at like 3 different times of day. So we shot it like just before sunset, kind of like during and right after, so it was kind of that like blue hour, and then once it was fully dark. So yes. So we should talk about projectors first and foremost. This was the first thing that we like really set out to do and talk about. One of my big inspirations for like the past 2 years has been Bo Burnham's Inside. And so I've used projectors on a lot of different projects. I think they look really cool. They add a lot to your production. They make things really interesting. And especially in this format, I hadn't ever really done rear projection. So the way that we set this up was a backdrop with a like fairly clear plastic sheet. It was from Home Depot. I think it was $2.97. It was meant for like paint dropping, like it's a drop cloth for painting your house. So we hung that with some clips to just like a really cheap pop-up backdrop stand in the middle of the woods behind Quentin's house. We ran power to a projector and a light with a like power strip and a 100-foot thing from Quentin's house. It was, I mean, very, very DIY, and I'm very excited about how it looks. But basically, we set up the camera on one side of the backdrop in the middle, Quentin on the other side of that backdrop, and on the other side of Quentin was the lights and the projector. Turned out pretty cool. So this is where we start to see some 3D elements coming in. So this shot is really bizarre. It's really fun. It's really weird. I know another director that's sort of Nashville based, sort of New York based. His name is Harrison Shook. And Harrison is a god. He's incredible at what he does. And a lot of what he does is like be creative and be weird and make weird looking visuals. And lately he's been posting some really, really incredible videos on his Instagram and stuff of like statues and things out of art galleries that are like this very trippy 3D space sort of thing. And so I hit him up and was like, how the hell are you doing that? And he sent me a terrific in-depth video of how he's doing it through his phone. And so I took that and decided to see what I could do with it for this video. So this was a combination of Luma AI and my iPhone. I took one fairly detailed scan of Quentin. Took me about 3 minutes maybe of just like walking around him, scanning him with my iPhone. I wish I would have done it earlier in the day because we did it like the last thing we did before we tore everything down. So it was dark out. He was lit by one light, which means everything was like a little blurry and weird. Kind of worked out, honestly, because it looks great for this. And so throughout the video, you'll see just like various things with it. A lot of it I did through screen recordings because it's easier for me to like pan around stuff and just screen record it than to like keyframe all these things in a program I'm not terribly familiar with. I know it's not the right way to do it, but that's that. There are some other crazy effects going on there to kind of create these like God rays or like atmospheric fog type light, atmospheric light, volumetric light, whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of effects going on in order to create that throughout the whole video, but at its core, that's what's going on. And then yeah, this is actually the 3D scene zoomed all the way out, so it like starts to just like fall apart and create this like tiny like ball of chaos, and that just looks so sick. It looks like I don't know, something like quantum, like some sort of cell or something. And I like that idea that like this world, you can zoom out and see it as this thing, and the song is called Escapism. Like it feels like we're like objectively looking at this character's world. And I don't know if that's something that either of us intended when we were making it, but I wasn't even sure that I could do that. And then when I found it in the 3D software, I really liked it. So we layered it in on top. It looks cool and crazy. So that's it. That's escapism. It's hard for me to give like a in-depth breakdown or cinematography breakdown, because that video was so much about just like capturing the essence of the song. It wasn't about doing things proper or pretty necessarily. Like, it was supposed to be gritty, it was supposed to be DIY, and it was supposed to be very, very, very abstract. There was no story at all, and that is on par with the art that Don Keller makes. It makes sense for the song, it fits the vibe, it looks badass, and it's pretty fun. I'm pretty stoked about it. So that's it. You should definitely go check it out, listen to the whole song, watch the whole video, because I think it's dope. And I think that's all I got for you. Do all the things YouTubers tell you to do. Look out for tomorrow's video. I'm excited about it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.